this time, I'd like to turn the program over to Kyle of Access for College Foundation, who will tell you more about the Access program. Parents, if you have any questions during our webinar, please feel free to type them in our Q&A box. We will answer them at the completion of tonight's webinar. Additionally, this webinar is being recorded for future use on our YouTube channel. At this time, I will turn the program over to Kyle Williams and Joshua Mann. Welcome, gentlemen, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Well, thank you so much for having us. Let us get our presentation going here. There we go. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Kyle Williams, and I'm the program specialist for the cities of Chesapeake and Portsmouth and the Access Advisor for Hickory High School. Joining me tonight from Access are a few of my colleagues. We have our Vice President of Programs, Cheryl Jones. Co-hosting with me tonight, we have Josh Mann, Program Specialist, also the Access Advisor at Western Branch High School. Running our presentation tonight, we have our Program Administrator, Ashley Woodis. And helping us answer the questions in the Q&A section tonight will be three Access Advisors. We have Apollos Hall, Access Advisor at Oscar Smith High School. We have Gabe Hall, Access Advisor at Deep Creek High School. And we also have Natasha Saki, Access Advisor at Indian River High School. So tonight we'll be giving you a presentation on Access College Foundation and some of our services that we provide for students and families. If you're not familiar with Access, Access has been helping students and families go to college since 1988 and currently serves students and families in 33 high schools across Southampton Roads, Western Tidewater, and Northampton County. Since Access was founded, we have helped over 72,000 students and families and have helped them leverage over $720 million in financial aid. Access has also awarded students over $12 million in our last dollar scholarships. All of this great work that we have done and all of the work that we will continue to do comes from the mission of Access, which is to provide educational pathways leading to certification or college degree attainment and career opportunities for students, particularly for those who may not have access. So let's go over a little bit of our continuum of services that we provide for students at different grade levels throughout the city. Access in the city of Chesapeake works with students in middle school as one program. We have a 9th and 10th grade program and our 11th and 12th grade program. And again, those services depend on what school your student attends. In our middle school program, Access is creating awareness of higher education and financial aid through parent night workshops with students and families and school-based activities that are hands-on or virtual with our students. The 9th and 10th grade program, Access Advisors work with students on creating personal education plans to keep a student on track for high school graduation. They also focus in on the 4 A's curriculum: attendance, attitude, academics, and action. In our 11th and 12th grade program, advisors are working with students on SAT and ACT, as well as AP waivers and registration, providing college tours of Virginia colleges and universities, fine-tuning those higher education goals and plans, providing assistance with the college application process, assisting students with scholarship applications, filing the free application for federal student aid, or the Fafsa, helping families with the financial aid process, understanding the ins and outs, and providing the Access last dollar scholarships to qualifying high school seniors. We also work with students who are looking at non-college options after high school, such as military, trade programs, apprenticeship programs, or VOTEC schools. So as you can see, as your students get closer and closer to graduation, the Access services really ramp up each year. So one of our key components that we really focus in on with services for Access is helping students and families with the financial aid process for college. Financial aid starts by filling out the free application for federal student aid. Each year, the Fasfa opens up on October 1st for families to file for the following school year. Filing the Fasfa allows for students to be eligible for scholarships, grants, and student loans to help pay for college costs. Each year, Access provides financial aid nights for students and families to go over in detail the financial aid process. These presentations cover everything from how to create a username and password to log in, how to file the Fasfa, what to do if you get selected for verification, and what to do after you file that Fasfa form. For seniors, we usually host these in September each year. This year we did them virtually to get ready for that October 1st deadline that we had mentioned earlier. Coming up this spring, we're going to be hosting a college panel for juniors and families on April 14th from 5 to 6. At the beginning of that panel, we're going to go into a little bit more detail about the FAFSA to give you even more detail about that. Joining us on that college panel, though, will be University of Virginia, James Madison University, Longwood University, and Regent. And so again, we'll be going over more detail of the FAFSA, and then those colleges will give us their latest and greatest. Access advisors will get that information out to families soon, so be on the lookout for that. Each year, Access advisors are available every year to help students file that form. Access advisors receive training on all the latest and greatest updates to the FAFSA, especially if any changes have been made to the form itself. Filing your FAFSA form with an Access advisor is a great way to make sure it is done correctly and allows the Access advisor to talk with students and families about individualized next steps for them, including verification, scholarships, CSS profile, award letters, and timelines. The best part of this is it's all free. If you are interested, if you're one of our senior family members on this tonight, and you're interested in setting up an appointment with an Access advisor to file the FAFSA, please reach out through the email that will be available at the end of the presentation. Each advisor's contact information for the City of Chesapeake will be available to you, and you can help and set up an appointment. Access advisors are here to help. And now I'd like to turn over to my co-host, Josh Mann. Take it away.
All right, great. Thank you, Kyle. One of the things that we would like to share with you guys this evening are some of the resources that we have at Access. And we are definitely still here to serve you in this virtual capacity that we've been in. So our Access advisors are hard at work, and I've seen some questions inside of the chat room. Access is in every single high school in Southampton Road. So Chesapeake, you guys are good to go with one of us inside of your building. But let's get into a little bit of the additional content that we offer in person as well as in the virtual world. And one of those great resources is the Khan Academy. This is a great opportunity for your student to participate, and I've got some awesome perks. One of those awesome perks to being a part of our Khan Academy is your test scores. So we have formed a unique partnership with the Khan Academy, and your student can essentially be in our Khan Academy club where they register and sign up with us. And we're going to talk a little bit about the registration packet a little bit later on. And essentially this is available to any junior. So juniors, junior families, or if you are rising junior into next year, you know to be looking out for this Khan Academy program with Access. But back to those test scores. So students that go online and register with us and are part of our Khan Club, we're seeing this special customized free tutoring to increase their SAT scores. Students that spend 6 hours in the program are getting a 90-point increase just on average. Students that are spending 20 hours, I know that's a little bit more to, take in, but between today and maybe taking that SAT test again, maybe in September, to get a 200-point increase is huge. So 20 hours, we're seeing that 200-point increase on average. So really, really great. Now, I also mentioned that it's customized. So when we sign your student up, we actually transfer their PSAT over to the Khan Academy, all done online, easy breezy, and it creates a customized study guide based on exactly where your student is today. And if your student was unable to take the PSAT, there is an assessment for them as well. But back to that customized study guide. I'm gonna break it down just a little simplistic here. So 4 plus 4. All right, let's say your student selects C12. The answer is really B8. A video comes up that's pre-recorded, walks that student through exactly how they should have come up with the appropriate answer of 8. It's awesome. It's just like having a tutor at your side. And your student may already be using this program with some of their other classes, maybe algebra or wherever they're at right now. So this is just a great resource. It's self-driven and right there at them. Now, some of those additional perks that I was talking about, when your student elects to be a part of our Khan Academy club, Access is going to take care of 2 SAT tests. That's 2 SAT tests and 4 college applications their senior year. So right off the bat, your family's not only getting some higher test scores, which is just going to make the whole college application process smoother, as well as saving some money in the bank. So, and you might be asking yourself, well, why would I do Khan Academy? Maybe I'm thinking about the military or going into a trade or VOTEC school. Well, those test scores need to go up as well. So the military, you take the ASVAB right there with it. This is going to help improve that test score as well. And if you're going into a trade school or whatnot, you're most likely going to take some courses at TCC or where your SATs can help place you in the appropriate program. So some really, really great options there for you. The next thing that we would like to go over with you guys is some of the virtual resources that we are actually using in the virtual classroom or our office right now. So some of those great things, and this could be a little bit different, just depending on exactly what your advisor does. So we all do something a little bit different. I personally like what you see right here before you, and this is my virtual office. I think as a handsome little guy up there for my Bitmoji, I might be a little rounder, but hey, no one's weighing me, right? But this is one of the resources that I'm using. So this is an online website that I'm able to send my students and share. I, for example, share this on Schoology. So all of my juniors and seniors that I work with at Western Branch High School have access to this. And it's the exact same thing as if they were actually sitting in my office and I was going to go pull up and talk about the Khan Academy. So I have the link right there. And remember that registration packet we chatted about? Hey guys, it's virtual too. So we have this already all designed, so we're not exchanging paper and collecting it back. We've created that registration packet right here. A couple clicks of a button, some signatures down at the bottom, and it comes right to your Access advisor, nobody else, just your Access advisor, and you even get an email receipt of it when it's complete. So again, that's a resource that I use in my office that I brought to you guys in a virtual platform. Some other things that we might use at Access are lots of forms. So junior surveys, or maybe you need a fee waiver for the SATs or your AP test that's coming up. I have all that linked right here. And depending on what you need, that form is already created in an electronic virtual platform for you to click and sign. It can even be done from your cell phone. So really, really awesome there. And like I said, every Access advisor uses this a little bit differently. So some advisors might not have this particular platform of a virtual office. So what you'll want to do is work with your Access advisor and find out what virtual platforms they're using. I personally love to talk about scholarships, and at Chesapeake Public Schools, we have an awesome scholarship hub, and I provide those links right here. And just like if I was in a classroom or had a bulletin board, anything that's kind of, new or fresh, I change it up here. So the Access Scholarship is open. So seniors, you're hearing it right here if you haven't heard it already. If you need a scholarship to help pay for college, well, guess what? Access has the easiest scholarship application you're ever going to fill out. There are no required essays, and it's all online. It'll really only take you about 10 to 15 minutes to complete this from start to finish. Now, do notice I said no required essays. So we have different pools of scholarships that you can be considered for if you wish to elect into those certain pools. So really easy breezy, everything that you need to do, if you need to upload documents, it's all right here. And the best part is if you have any questions, Your access advisor is here to assist you guys in that process. $5,000, you know you want to apply. All right, the next opportunity that we offer, and I do specifically at Western Branch, is my Padlet. So just like how I mentioned earlier about a bulletin board, I really love bulletin boards. Always have, it's just kind of my thing. So this is my bulletin board in the virtual world. So different opportunities that we have coming up, like how Mr. Williams mentioned earlier about the potential college night coming up. Once we have those dates and everything solidified, this is where I put that information, as well as on my Schoology too. But this is a great place. Moms, dads, grandmas, you know, you guys can take this link and or whatever resources your advisors are offering you, and you can save this in your favorites and just click it, because I update this. I try to make 2 or 3 posts a week just to make sure that I'm giving the most up-to-date information. So whether it's a college tour coming up, or how you see the CCI Cyber Showcase right there. That's a new not new, but it's a awesome opportunity to come and learn more about cybersecurity and the colleges that are offering that at their schools. It's kind of a hot major here in the past few years. So that is a great resource for students to use. And if you're not a Western Branch student, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to share my resources with you as well. We're all a family in Access and definitely a team effort. So if you reach out to one of us, you can get all of us very easily. So one of the things that we also said we were going to do, like we promised, was we were going to offer you guys all of our contact information. So they're going to pull that up here for us just in a moment. And I want to remind you that if you are in Chesapeake Public Schools, there's one of me inside of your building. We may be in a virtual capacity right now, but there is an access advisor available to you. And we have those displayed up here for you. If you need to grab a snapshot of it on your phone, now is the time to go ahead and do that. You can see what we look like. You guys can also visit our Access website as well, just in case you want to see any of these different virtual platforms. If you go to accesscollege.org, so you can see my logo behind me, it's accesscollege.org. You can find all this information on there as well with an easy click, or where our phone numbers are, as well as the different virtual platforms that each advisor is offering at their respective school. Well, guys, it's been great chatting with you tonight. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. It's been our pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting us to come in and join you guys tonight. We welcome the opportunity to do this again in the future. Hope you'll have us back. And at this time, we would like to make sure that we let you know we are here to answer any questions that you might have. So please look right down below, click that Q&A section, and ask away. But we're going to go ahead and turn it back over. Thank you so much, guys.
Well, hello. Lisa, do we have any Q&A questions?
No Q&A questions. It looks like they're all, oh, there's one just showed up.
Okay.
Let's see here. And I think our specialists have been answering those questions right away. So we really don't have any
Questions.
live questions. There's one, is there a fee for the service? This is all offered through your school, so it's actually free. You just need to contact one of your access counselors. Ashley, do you mind putting that back up on the page so we can see the email addresses?
Yeah, I think that's great if we leave that up for a few minutes while we do the Q&A. They provided a wealth of information tonight. A lot of great services that parents really should take advantage of, especially in this time now. Your kids are seniors and you're getting ready to go to college. It's a wonderful opportunity.
Just looking at the Q&A, I just saw one question pop up that we can answer live. So all access services are free. So us filing your Fasfa, us meeting with your students, meeting with parents, helping you get set up with the Khan Academy, all that is free, doesn't cost anything. We are here to help you guys get from A to B, whatever that is for each one. So anything that we can do is a free service.
Great. As well, I see another question pop up. Does your child need to reach out to your access advisor to sign up for the SATs? They absolutely can. We can be there to assist them in the whole process. Registering for the SAT or the ACT can be a little grueling. It's a little bit of a lengthy process setting those accounts up for the first time, but definitely we're here to aid in it, as well as if you think that your family qualifies for a fee waiver at almost all of the schools in Chesapeake. The access advisor is the person that distributes the fee waivers for the school. So you would just need to complete a fee waiver application. Again, it's online and in a virtual format, and then we would assist the family in that. But don't forget, if you're a junior, and regardless of your family's financial background, basically you have to be a junior in a public school setting that we serve. If you elect to be in our free Khan Academy program, we're going to take care of that SAT for you twice, as well as 4 college applications your senior year. And if you haven't had a family member start applying for colleges, or work with a friend or whatever that you've heard about it, just to write your name on, for example, ODU right here in our backyard, their application is $50. So when you participate as a junior in our Khan Academy program, we got you on 4 of those.
Okay.
Josh, there's another question. If I'm not sure if you want to answer that live or individually.
Yeah, I can answer it live if that's okay.
All right.
So if someone's already taken the SAT, again, the Khan Academy is for juniors. You have to sign up during your junior year to be eligible for those fee waivers. But if you've already taken the SAT twice, but you're a junior and you want to take either the May or June one before you leave, that's fine. You can still sign up for that Khan Academy. But if you are a senior, then it is, again, that program is geared for juniors. So it'd be too late to sign up for the Khan Academy in that aspect.
Okay, and there's another question about the best way to find out the different types of FAFSA loans.
Yeah, I can answer that since my mic's already on.
Okay.
So with the different types of FAFSA loans, the best way to kind of get all the information for that would be to schedule an appointment with your access counselor at your school to kind of see. They can either, if you've already done the FAFSA, you can pull it up and they can talk about it with you. Because again, once we see the FAFSA and when it's completed, we can kind of talk to you about what the next steps are, because the main number that we're looking for when it comes to the FAFSA is the expected family contribution, which is what the Department of Ed is going to base all their financial aid off of for every college that you apply to. So they can talk to you about loan rates, Parent Plus loan, student loan. They can talk to you about, different opportunities, again, depending on your individual situation. So if you can schedule an appointment with your access advisor to get some information, that's the best way to do that.
Okay, Kyle, while I have you on, there's another question about sophomores. Do you have any advice for what parents should do if they have sophomores?
So within the city of Chesapeake, again, when we talked about our continuum of services, not every high school has sophomores, but the high schools at Deep Creek, Indian River, and Oscar Smith, they have a 9th and 10th grade program at those schools. Again, they're focusing in on kind of reaching out to students through different activities, again, with that 4A curriculum that we mentioned, and then getting them starting to think about the higher education or military career, whatever they want to do after high school, but thinking about those after high school plans. If you're a sophomore at one of the other high schools that doesn't have a 9th and 10th grade program, you can still reach out to your access advisor and just say, hey, I'm interested in learning about what you might be doing with students next year as a junior. And again, your access advisor will definitely respond to that email, talk to you a little bit. They might set up maybe a quick Zoom right now or some type of appointment where they can answer some questions. So even if we are not actively working with 9th and 10th grade students at your particular high school, like Hickory or Grassfield, for example, the access advisor at those schools will still reach out and talk to parents of 10th grade students.
Okay. We have a parent that's asking, is there any way to recoup fees if they've already paid for the SAT and Khan Academy program and their child's a junior?
There's no way to go back and do a refund just with that partnership program. But the good news is your student can still elect to be in the program. I would say on average, from College Board, I believe they give the statistic that the average student takes the test 3 times. And colleges actually really enjoy that from an application process because they want to see the student did push themselves. They did try again. They did try to prepare and do better for the test. So we can definitely help you moving forward and definitely take advantage of the free college applications next year.
Okay, and what about career testing? Do you have any ideas for career testing so that a student can find out what they might be suited for in college?
Josh, did you want to talk about Wizard?
Yeah, it's exactly where I was going, Kyle. Thank you. So definitely reach out to your access advisor. We have a couple different resources that we can pair your student with. One of my personal favorites, I'm coming from a school, actually as an access advisor, I used to work with early awareness in Chesapeake, and then now I'm in the high school program, and I absolutely love Virginia Wizard. It's a great resource, allows a student to kind of take a brief personality or interest test, if you will, or survey, and it gives them some options. But the reason why I love it is, let's just say that it comes up and says, you're suited for health and sanitation. A lot of students might sit back and think, oh, well, I don't really want to be a garbage man. Okay, that might be your take on it. That's just one view. But let's look at the career opportunities that are inside of that industry. It's quite a lucrative industry as well, too. And you can even go and get a 4-year degree in water at Virginia Tech University. So there's some really, really great opportunities there. But like I was saying, one of the things I love about it is they can pull it up and show that if they're at the entry level, what their average salary is. If they work their way up in different titles within said career, kind of lets them know about what kind of money to expect. So, then my next conversation is, so what kind of car do you want to have? What type of house, or, are you going to live on a boat, or, what are those options so we can kind of budget and set those futuristic long-term goals in place. So we definitely have some help there. Reach out to your access advisor. We'd love to have a one-on-one conversation with your student.
I think that's all for right now. It's like we're done.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I want to thank Ashley Wood-Estelle, Apollo's Hall, Cheryl Jones, Gabe Hall, Josh Mann, Kyle Williams, and Natasha Sackey, all the people from Access for College, for coming today. You provided us with a wealth of information. This does conclude our webinar on Access for College. If you have any additional questions, please contact your school's access counselors. We will post this webinar on our YouTube channel within the next few days. I'd like to thank our Access for College Foundation counselors, and as well as you, our families, for joining us this evening. Remember, families and communities work better together.